Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever you're joining us from. My name is Rob, aka Big Bear, and behind me is producer Jeremiah. Say hi, Jeremiah. He's full of so many words. Welcome to the Rehash, where we have stories spicier than this morning when I put mint oil on my temple because I had a headache, and then I touched my dick. Let me just say, I've never turned on a tap so fast. True not. True story, sadly. Yet another school shooting has occurred in America this week. A former student of a school in Nashville has killed 3 children and 3 adults after drawing up a map and conducting surveillance of the building. According to the Washington Post, there have been 376 school shootings since April 20th, 1990. More than 348,000 students have experienced gun violence since Columbine. You might not think that's a lot, but that's a minimum of 1 per month over the last 24 years. When is it gonna stop? Here you can see a video posted by the Daily Mail on TikTok of students in Tennessee protesting at their capital, asking politicians if they like dead children. These children go to school to read books, not to get filled with magazines. Keeping with US and school troubles, a national bill called the Parental Bill of Rights passed through the House of Representatives this week. If passed, the bill will require US schools to essentially out transgender youth to their parents, requiring parental consent before changing their gender markers. This is one of an estimated 400 anti-LGBTQ plus bills that have been proposed across states in the US since the start of 2023 alone. Trans activists have described this bill as a bill of hate. In Kenya this week, there have been protests in regards to the rising cost of living. Protesters have been demanding the resignation of President William Ruto, who had come into power in August of 2022, which has since been disputed by the opposition leader. Police responded to the protests with tear gas and firing live rounds into the air to disperse protesters. However, 1 person has been shot and several have been arrested. In other less concerning news, Trainwrecks has clapped back at people on Twitter over the revenue splits for
Kick.
He states, "We will not touch your sub revenue. Sub revenue is not a primary revenue driver." Some Sherlock Holmes enthusiasts have found out that Kick is a project of Stake, the online gambling company, and have since figured out that Stake is funding the platform through online gambling. Wow, congratulations. It doesn't take a genius to figure that out. These keen-eyed detectives have put their feet down and stated that this is such a scummy way to fund such a platform. Guess what, Sherlock? No one cares about your opinion. They're a business and they're gonna find the money to go through these projects however they want, as long as it's legal. Listen, if you cared so much about how Kick is doing, why don't you create the content that is going to keep people watching you while you're not on Kick? Sounds simple enough, does it not? Instead of fueling all your energy and rage and hate into saying why you don't like this platform, why don't you just forget about it and do something creative with your time? Scotland became the very first country in the world to set a minimum price for alcohol in 2018. This week, a study conducted by Public Health Scotland has seen a 13% decrease in alcohol-related deaths since the introduction of the minimum pricing. It's a lot of lives saved. Well done to you, Scotland. I'm sure a lot of countries could learn from you. In sport now, and the most boring sport ever, that's right, you guessed it, golf, has become a little bit more intriguing, but still very boring. IBM has introduced a new AI-generated commentary system, as well as a hole-by-hole player prediction system. How cool, but also very lame at the same time. Honestly, the golfers should use this AI technology in bed. The AI's like, Smith usually goes wide on the first try and plays with a flap, which he thinks is the clitoris. However, it seems practice has paid off today, as he's reached the clitoris for the first time ever. First try. Congratulations, Smith. So that's it from me and producer Jeremiah. Thank you very much for tuning into the Rehash. Hopefully next week we don't have to report about yet another school shooting in America, and maybe France can not go into their 3rd week of protesting and sort their shit out. Till next time, I've been Big Bear. That's Jeremiah. You've been awesome. Peace and love, my friends. Peace and love.